Good morning and welcome to this week's Public Affairs program.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Transition Day at Rotary Club of Evansville. As Rotarians, we try daily to live by the four-way test in all things we think, say, or do. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Please join me in pledging allegiance to our flag and our country. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Stacy Stevens, will you please come forward to lead us in prayer?
Please take an attitude of prayer. Thank you. Our Father in heaven, I just thank you so much for this day and this time. I just thank you for this club. I thank you for the leadership and the enthusiasm. I thank you for the work that gets done here. And just I thank you for the transition, a day where we have an excellent president going out and an excellent president coming in. And we're just so grateful for that. Lord, I just lift up this nation. I just ask that you continue to bring us together, to unite us rather than divide us. We just thank you for the freedoms that we have. We thank you for all the blessings that you give us.
Thank you, Stacy. You may all be seated. Also, I have a few special guests today. To my parents, Joe and Melody, thank you for your love and encouragement. To Steve, thank you for your unwavering support and always being by my side. To my daughter, Eleanor, thank you for reminding me every day what matters the most. And to Tay, thank you for your friendship and support always. This is a very special day at Rotary. We will transition our leadership into the 2026-2027 Rotary year. We take a look back and we take a look forward, thanking those Rotarians who have served this past year and shown support to the new Rotarians who will lead and serve in the upcoming Rotary year that begins on July 1st. We attribute much of the success of our club to the dedicated leadership and to legacies of the past presidents still active in our club. Let's recognize and honor them today. Past presidents of the Rotary Club of Evansville, will you please stand? We have been fortunate to have district leadership within our club. Thank you to District Secretary Jim Spath. Thank you to Jeffrey Berger, who served as the Assistant District Governor for Area 4. We are also fortunate to have Carrie Aiken, who just completed her term as District Governor for the 2025-2026 Rotary year. We are proud of her dedication to Rotary. Thank you all for your district leadership. So going back to what Randy said about the storage unit, we have been going through it and we have found some things. So today I have the honor of giving Dr. Terry Talley his Paul Harris Fellow +5. Today we honor an outstanding former Rotarian with a Paul Harris Fellowship pin with 5 blue sapphires. In becoming a Paul Harris Fellow +5, Dr. Terry Talley joins a remarkable company of persons around the world, all recognized for their devotion to the ideals of international goodwill, peace, and understanding. Dr. Talley served as president of the Rotary Club of Evansville from 1990 to 1991, and he served as our district governor in 1994. Dr. Talley, today it is my pleasure to present you a Paul Harris +5 pin, and thank you for your commitment to Rotary both locally and internationally. Congratulations. Jim Spath, will you please come to the stage? The Rotary Club of Evansville is proud to recognize Jim Spath for his outstanding commitment to the Rotary Foundation as a member of the Paul Harris Society and for earning his first Paul Harris Fellow pin. Jim's dedication to our Rotary mission of service above self reflects his belief in creating lasting change both locally and around the world. Through his generous support of Rotary Foundation, he helps fund projects and promotes peace, fight disease, provide clean water, support education, protect the environment, and strengthen communities. As a Paul Harris Society member, Jim demonstrates and ongoing commitment to the advancing Rotary humanitarian work through sustained annual giving. Receiving his first Paul Harris Fellow pin marks an important milestone in his philanthropy journey and celebrates the impact of his generosity will have on countless lives. Congratulations, Jim, on becoming a Paul Harris Fellow member. There we go. Pete, will you come join me?
Thank you, President Ashley. One of the pleasures that the immediate past president gets to perform is to award 3 Paul Harris Fellows. And we've recently awarded one to Arvinita McDonald. Today, I would like to call Brian Burkett up to the stage. Brian he joined the Rotary in July of 2018 and recently fulfilled his duties serving on the board of directors. And Brian, I think you've been on the board. I think we might have met there when you were inaugurated or inducted, and then I think you went straight to the board. But guys, Brian, he's a band parent, and not only a band parent, were you the president of the Castle Band? And if you're not familiar with the Castle Marching Band, it's beyond a full-time job just in itself. So through the middle of all of that, Brian kept a full-time job, raised a family, and served selflessly on the board of the Rotary, namely taking on the 20 under 40 chairmanship, and that was a whopper. So it's really an honor to recognize Brian's service above self by bringing him on into the Paul Harris Fellowship. Brian, thank you so much.
Thanks, Pete. Congratulations, Brian. So for over the past year, our keynote speakers have been signing children's books that have been given to the Susan H. Snyder Center for Women and Children on their behalf. The Susan H. Snyder Center for Women and Children, located in downtown Evansville, serves women and mothers with facing homelessness, domestic violence, trauma, and addiction, providing safety, disability, and a path forward. We have 2 very special guests today, Tilly and Samantha, the granddaughters of Susan, and they are also adding books to the library. We have Kyle Gorman and Hunter Roberts with Evansville Rescue Mission and the Susan H. Snyder Center for Women and Children here to get the books. And my daughter Eleanor had to follow. As club president, I have the honor of selecting a Rotarian for the year. This annual award is designated for one Rotarian in our club who clearly stands out in demonstrating service above self and principled commitment to the 4-way test. In 2025, the recipient of this award has been a member since 2019. Stepping up to our executive board as secretary for the past year, spent many years as the key committee member for the Santa Run, and remains active in all aspects of our club. Kate Reibel, you are a vital member to our team. Thank you for your hard work, dedication, and ongoing contributions to our Rotary Club of Evansville. I present you with the Rotarian of the Year Award. Congratulations. We haven't recognized Rotary anniversaries lately, so today we want to highlight some monumental ones, congratulating to the following individuals for 5 years: John Perkins, Kenneth Sparks, Michael Duckworth, Elliot Kavanaugh, Nick Atherton, Arvinita McDonald, Andrea Kissel, Grace Stevens, Cindy Carlisle, Jonathan Estes, Robert Cook, Lori Young, Brant Kennedy. Celebrating 10 years, Ron Romaine, Jeff Bossy, Carrie Aiken, Rick Martin, Stacy Stevens, Scott Wiley. Celebrating 15 years, Colin Stanley, Donna Leader, Thomas Walker, Robert Bernardin. Skipping to 25 years, Mark Schweithart, Judith Ruger. Celebrating 35 years, Abby Forget, Phil Fisher. John Winery is celebrating 50 years, and our longtime member Jack Buttram is celebrating 60 years. Thank you all for your commitment and dedication to Rotary. Our Rotary Club officers for the 2025-2026 year worked very hard. In addition to the weekly luncheons, they attended monthly executive, officer, and board meetings, served on numerous committees, and attended special project meetings. Each officer provided great leadership and decision-making for our club. Our club is stronger in every way because of their advice and counsel. Thanks to these individuals: Taylor Gogel, President-elect, Program Chair; Jim Spath, Vice President; John Perkins, Treasurer; Kate Reibel, Secretary; Pete Hillenbrand, Immediate Past President; and Bill Bolin, Sergeant at Arms. Serving as a committee chair is not an easy task, especially in an active Rotary Club like ours. Thanks to all that agreed to take on these important responsibilities. Thank you to all of our members of our Board of Directors who served this past year. The club appreciates your commitment and dedication. During the 2025-2026 Rotary year, we saw the formation of 2 Rotaract clubs at the University of Evansville and University of Southern Indiana. We gave $40,000 to sponsor the classroom enrichment grants, with $15,000 coming from our corporate partner, Liberty Federal Credit Union, and $25,000 coming from the Rotary Foundation of Evansville. Rotary Santa Run raised over $40,000 in providing funding for local nonprofits. The Santa Run grants awarded $25,000 to Little Lambs of Evansville, $5,000 to Junior Achievement, and $3,000 to Cancer Pathway Midwest. The Susan H. Snyder Center for Women and Children received over 50 guest speaker sign books in helping build their library for their residents. We provided a long weekend of Star Wars-themed leadership and team building camp through the RILA, our Rotary Youth Leadership Award. We were visible with appearances on Daybreak with fellow Rotarian Gretchen Ross, participated in the WNIN Kids Fest, where we handed out materials to expose children to the Rotary through the Apple Dumpling story about the 4-way test in daily life. We recognized another outstanding class of upcoming leaders during the 20 Under 40 program, and also partnered with Evansville Business Magazine and Tucker Publishing for the 2026 program. This partnership will reach more people and make the program better than it ever was. Another successful year of being in nearly every first grade classroom through the Reading Rotarian program sponsored by the Berger Wren Group at Baird. We received a district grant for the installation of 3 Rotary Peace Poles. Jeffrey Berger was instrumental in securing the grant and the placement of the Peace Poles. We have 2 installed, one at the pump station and one in front of Deaconess Aquatic Center. The 3rd one will be installed at Northwoods, which is currently under construction. We had enough money to purchase a 4th one, which will be installed at the ARC Industries new building in downtown. Jeffrey, J.T. McCarthy, and Pete Hillenbrand and Mark Schweikert are working on landscaping the poles as they are placed. We have also applied for another district grant for the Pack Away Hunger. This is a company from Indianapolis area that brings supplies to pack about 10,000 meals to be distributed. We will include volunteers from our club, our Rotaract clubs at USI and UE, and also reach out to Rotary at Night and the Warwick County Club. This will be a project for our upcoming Rotary year under Taylor. And speaking of Taylor, I'm excited for our club as well. It is time to call Taylor to the podium to install him as our president for the 2026-2027 year. It has been inspiring to watch him work as a board member and president-elect. Repeat after me. I,
Taylor Gogel,
as President of Rotary Club of Evansville, will,
as President of the Rotary Club of Evansville, will,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
administer the duties of Office of President
administer the duties of the Office of President
in a business-like manner
in a business-like manner
and in accordance with the club's Constitution and bylaws.
and in accordance with the club's Constitution and bylaws.
Taylor, I pass you the gavel as a symbol of the transfer of administration of this club. In accordance with the articles and the bylaws of the Rotary Club of Evansville, I hereby declare you to be duly installed as the 2026-2027 Rotary Club President. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Ashley. And guided by your leadership to our club, we provided teachers with much-needed funding to enrich their classrooms and curriculum, honored 20 of our up-and-coming community leaders, and increased our membership. We enhanced the awareness of Rotary in our community and provided a way to promote and recognize our leadership. You also navigated multiple venue changes during your term, and you were always flexible in each new setting. It was a bit unconventional this year, and you certainly win the award for the Rotary Club President with the most podiums in new spaces. And I think that's a total of 8, if I counted correctly. I would also be remiss if I didn't thank you for the personal mentorship over the last year. How awesome it is for me to receive this gavel from you, a fellow working parent who's placed Rotary among life's priorities. I've truly enjoyed serving with you, and I know that I can lean on you for support in this coming year. As Rotarians, we appreciate your dedication to our club and to our community. The world is a better place today because of your efforts. You cared and you led to serve others in Evansville. On behalf of our club, I'd like to present you with this gift to show you our appreciation. Thank you so much, Ashley. Thank you so much, Ashley. Truly appreciate all that you do for us. Now, as my first official duty as Rotary Club President, I'd like to introduce the new board members and officers for the 2026-2027 Rotary year. New directors to the Rotary Club of Evansville Board of Directors are Brittany Martin, Bill Huff, and John Razor. President-elect in charge of programs for the year is Jim Spath. Vice President in charge of membership for the new Rotary year, Ellen Browning. Treasurer John Perkins. Secretary Kate Reibel. Sergeant of Arms Bill Bolin. Now, I'd really like to take a few moments to kind of reflect on this transition day, and I realize that I also wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my wife, Hannah. I know I have sacrificed many weekends and evenings in order to put Rotary somewhat a priority in my life, and so I just really appreciate you allowing me to be a part of this and be here today. I'm truly honored to serve as the president of the Rotary Club of Evansville for the 2026-2027 year. You really do not know what this occasion means to me. I feel I need to be true to my Rotary story and share how I got here. I joined Evansville Rotary in February of 2019, mainly because USI told me to do so. I actually had no idea what the Rotary Club was or what it did, but I really appreciate the encouragement that they provided to me. And one of the first people that I met here was Dan Ahrens, and he truly was the first to welcome me into the club. Christy Walker was also my sponsor into the club. I've truly appreciated getting to grow in Rotary alongside her and continue to lean on her for mentorship as well. Jan Meeks, longtime member who I love dearly, also took me out for beers within that first few weeks of my membership, and we talked the gamut of things from life and career. Scott Hurt also got me involved in committees. Randy Wheeler led my orientation. And I usually have a problem with seeking attention, but that year finding people to give me attention was not very hard to find. I was really honored to be a guest at every Rotary table within that first year. My first year of membership, I also led the Reading Rotarian, and what an experience that was. And I so appreciate Jeffrey Berger stepping up every year since then to make sure that that program is underwritten. Also that year, Kathy Renner was knee-deep and laser-focused on the Santa Run, so I knew that she could help me, but really didn't have much time. Naturally, the week that we scheduled to read in schools was the same week that Hannah and I were expecting the arrival of our first child. So while I was coordinating all of those classrooms, I myself did not get to participate as much as I would have liked to. Another memorable Rotary moment was when I received the Paul Harris Fellow in February of 2023. It was a complete surprise, but the timing couldn't have been better for where I was in life. We had just welcomed our second child a month earlier, and we were adjusting to a completely new family routine. My father-in-law also reached his 5th of his 7th-month stay at IU Medical Simon Cancer Center in Indianapolis, and Hannah and I were on the road every weekend to visit to be a support to our family. And between that frequent travel and sleep deprivation of a new baby, I really have no idea how we managed those few months. But Rotary gave me the boost that I needed at that time, and I'm forever grateful that I received this honor along with Chrissy Walker that same day. And I now realize I'm stepping into the shoes of other remarkable community leaders. Over 110 presidents of this club have come before me, and reviewing that list was quite the true moment of reflection, and a few names immediately stood out to me. One of those is Carolyn Georgette, a woman of many firsts who always thought of the improvement of our city and region. Harry Dees, who also argued and won a case before the United States Supreme Court. Can't forget about Albert Wall, or Don Elliott, or even Dr. Mel Welburn. The list continues to go on, and this is just quite the sample. And I also want you to zero in on the article here about Dr. Welburn for a minute. Notice the speaker invited to the club in 1955. Innovation in electronics was the topic. And right here in Evansville, it was predicted that one day people would carry a pocket-sized watch telephone with video. 1955. If only they knew where we would be today, but it's no surprise seeing what we do as Rotarians here in Evansville to make this possible. However, I did ask myself, how am I possibly deserving of this role with such giants as these incredible individuals? I certainly have not become a successful attorney. I'm not a community philanthropist, and I'm really not a tech entrepreneur. I haven't run a business, let alone a lemonade stand, so how can I lead this club? And also, if my research is correct, Colin Stanley and I will now be the 2 youngest club presidents in our history, both 34 years old, young, during our year of service. I don't even know if I've seen enough in my life to be well positioned to think about broad-scale impact in our Evansville community. But maybe this is what Rotary's all about. Regardless of background and upbringing, career, political ideology, religion, sex, or even age, Rotary is the great community equalizer. Anyone can be a member, lead our club, serve in our community, and represent that 4-way test. There's no criteria or required resume, only to serve and be available to our fellow neighbors. I constantly ask myself, though, if it is so easy to be a member of Rotary and my initial experience was nothing but a warm embrace by multiple Rotarians, why don't we have more people in this room? There's barriers, I'm sure. Work schedules, life and family commitments, inability to get away from the office for a luncheon. But being people who represent the truth and have fairness in mind for all concerned, maybe we need to start asking ourselves some hard questions and hold ourselves to an unspoken 5th test, which is accessibility. Over the next year, I hope to challenge ourselves to look at accessibility and how we can additionally elevate our public image. We know we do good work and create a forum for community conversations, but what we often lack is getting our messaging beyond these walls. I hope for the first time this year we can provide a clear impact report showcasing what has occurred through our efforts to benefit Evansville, the partnerships we help to facilitate, as well as the opportunity to work in tandem with our schools, community leaders, elected officials, businesses, nonprofits, and others who wish to see success in all of our neighborhoods. I don't want to set club goals solely to receive a citation from Rotary International, but I want these goals to matter and mean something to our community. I also want to renew efforts to welcome new members and engage them at whatever level that they can contribute. Keeping in mind, we also need to work to retain members who want to be part of our club. To be people of action, we must take action, and being accessible to fellow community members and friends must remain an action item for us. This year, our new Rotary theme is Create Lasting Impact. When I considered this theme, I asked the executive committee if our club would be willing to do something different rather than the weekly speaker-signed books. We've long supported literacy in our community, and this program has existed for over 17 years. However, instead of a one-time book given to a local nonprofit or organization, I want each speaker to be part of something that grows and continue serving our community long after the day that they leave as a presenting speaker. We're still finalizing some of these details, and I hope to reveal in the coming weeks what this endeavor is actually going to be for our club. This year, our club is also going to be extending a second invitation to each speaker to come back and visit as a guest, to better enjoy connection with our Rotarians and see our club from another view rather than standing at this rather imposing podium. I know Jim and Marcia and the speaker committee are already underway securing great presentations. And I guess this is the time that I also say that my remarks are actually going to turn for a minute and to be only focused for 3 people in this room. Everything I say and do this year is meant for these 3 guys right here. My children, Lawson, Grayson, and Emerson. These are the face of Rotary. Not me, not any of you, but these 3 right here. If we want this club to remain vibrant, I must never forget that everything we do is for them. Our service to the community ensures a better city. Our investments from our foundation provide for robust local nonprofits, and our leadership truly does set that precedent of service above self. I want this Rotary Club of Evansville to be here in 20, 30, or even 50 years when my kids and their kids think about ways to give back and be of service. I want the Rotary Club to be top of mind for current children and grandchildren of Rotarians too, so they recognize right here in this club in the city of Evansville is where they can make a difference. A mentor of mine long ago said that status quo is regression. If we aren't growing or working to be better, we are regressing. My wish is that in 2026, 2027, this Rotary year will be somewhat of a renaissance for our club. Not because of my leadership or because I'm standing at this podium, but because we desperately need it. We can still honor our traditions and respect our past, but we must be willing to embrace newer ways to deliver our message and grow our club in size, impact, scale, and recognition. We need more hands to do the work, more minds to solve the problems, and we need more hearts connecting with our neighbors. As I already noted, Rotary International's theme this year is Create Lasting Impact. We cannot create impact by being mediocre, but being mediocre can be lasting if we aren't willing to create. Look inside yourselves to change this dynamic this year. Rotarians are not status quo people, and we should always embrace new opportunities to create that lasting impact. I might be up here setting the tone, but it's truly each of you who carry the Rotary message, and I look forward to this shared work with you to shape a better and bolder Evansville community. And that actually begins next week when you join us as we announce the recipient of the annual Civic Award. The following week, on July 14th, we also welcome John Carl from Wrights High School. And on July 21st, we welcome Dr. Jay Moskowitz, who will discuss the legacy of healing. So that really concludes most of our business items for the day, but I really cannot close out and hold this gavel and ring this bell without inviting those 3 special individuals to help me ring out the bell today. This meeting is adjourned. Good. Thank you all for joining.
And a second time.
Thanks for joining us for this week's Public Affairs program. From all of us from Midwest Communications in Evansville, Indiana, have a great week.